But here's the deal.
Are you recording?
Oh, yeah.
You are?
Yep.
I'd like to ask you to stand outside.
That's a violation of state law.
Go ahead and come out.
I'd rather not. You're violating my liberties if you do that.
You're violating my comfort level. You don't know what my background is or what my trauma triggers are.
As much as you have rights, she has rights as a citizen as well, so.
Are you just some random guy interjecting yourself?
But here's the deal. I'm not a public anything, and I don't want to be recorded.
Sometimes you don't get what you want in
put
life.
that on.
Also, by the way, Sabrina, if you're interested, I think North Korea still has applications open for becoming a citizen. Good place to live. Not a lot of cameras.
Welcome back to the Here's the Deal channel. Remember, here's the deal are generally the last three words you hear before tyranny takes a hold of your life and rights are trampled by some psychopathic public servant. And we have not dealt with inland auditing media for a long time. The impeccable work, I might say, of inland auditing media. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now.
Hi there.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. You work here, or are you just a really friendly citizen?
What can I do for you?
Well, if you work here, I'm looking to inspect the Public Records Index.
The Public Records Index. I'm
Indeed.
new enough that I don't even know what that is.
No problem, I can help you. In the Public Records Act, Section 70, it describes an index. It's just meant to assist people in requesting records.
Okay.
And it's just something that's maintained.
Okay.
Just want to take a peek at it and see what kind of manuals, policies, orders, that kind of stuff the city has.
Let me find out what direction to
Sure.
send you. Can you sit a
She's smiling and friendly right now, but it doesn't take long for these people to transform in front of your very eyes.
moment? And are you recording?
Oh, yeah.
You are?
Yep.
I'd like to ask you to stand outside.
Why is that?
I feel uncomfortable. I'm brand new and I don't know what the steps are. Could you please stand outside?
That's a violation of state law.
I'll have the police officer come down. Go ahead and come out.
Yeah, if they want to come on over here and talk to me.
Okay, go ahead and come out.
I'd rather not. I don't want to make this awkward, but you're violating my liberties if you do that.
You're violating my comfort level.
And so the power struggle ensues. And why is it that public servants are so deathly afraid of cameras, cameramen, and journalists, almost like they're vampires who have just encountered a wood cross or holy water? Why does this continually happen? Shouldn't all public servants get a memo by now that says, hey, you're in public, you're a public servant, you're subject to be recorded at any time by anybody for any reason?
I'm a brand new employee. I'm a woman. You don't know what my background is or what my trauma triggers are. I'm asking you as a polite adult to stand outside for a moment.
Do you work for the city?
I'm asking you to stand outside
But
for a
man,
moment.
if you're just a citizen,
Would you please call the police chief
Yeah,
and
if
have
you
him
wanna-
come down?
yeah, it's probably the best thing to do.
As much as you have rights, she has rights as a citizen.
Call a man with a gun because there's a man in my lobby, or you think it's your lobby, in the public lobby with a camera making me feel uncomfortable and pushing trauma triggers.
We do.
As much as you have rights, she has rights as a citizen as well, so.
Are you just some random guy interjecting yourself?
Does it matter?
Just curious.
I can't have just normal conversation?
Oh, absolutely you can. I'm just asking
Okay.
if you work here or if you're just a citizen.
I am just I'm an American taxpayer just like yourself,
great.
and I'm entitled to my opinion just like you.
It's amazing how people will readily relegate themselves to taxpayer. I'm an American taxpayer. No, you're a human being. You're a man on this earth, or you're a woman on this earth. You're not a taxpayer. Stop demeaning and demoralizing yourself voluntarily.
100% agree, especially on this amazing day of
Actually, we
voting.
have that button.
Yeah,
right
absolutely. And if
There's
you
a
want to look
button
at public
right down
records as it says, then that's fine. But, you know, if somebody doesn't want to get recorded, they can ask you to not get recorded.
Oh, they can ask. 100% agree. RCW 9.73.030, though, makes it really clear that there's only an expectation of privacy when
He
you're
is
not in
recording
public.
right now. If you'd
When
like
you're not
to
what?
leave.
When you're not in public,
I know.
so like if you were in your
We just had that
home
training.
and I was inside your home and you're like, hey, please stop recording.
Okay, but here's the
Yeah.
deal. I'm not a public anything, and I don't want to be recorded.
Sometimes you don't get what you want
Don't
in
put
life.
that on there. Okay, well, we'll find out about that.
We will.
And you would think people already realize by now, how long have we been in the internet age? Almost 25 years. You would think people would already know by now that if you approach a guy with a camera and you say something that is meme worthy, you're going to be recorded and you'll go more viral, way more viral than you ever would have if you just kept your mouth shut.
Thank you. No problems.
Thank you.
Now the awkward silence. All three of them are just going to be awkward in this public situation.
Any rate, come this way.
Yeah.
Can I inspect that records index? I'd still like to inspect it.
A records index?
Yeah, that's what brought me in here today for my whole reason for a visit.
Hi there.
Hey.
What's going on?
We have a conversation that was happening, and then this gentleman came in, but Sabrina can tell you more,
Okay.
and he is recording.
Yeah, that's fine. I am too. It's okay.
Oh, good. Okay. I just asked him not to record because I'm brand new. I had no idea what the flow was for the public records request that he was asking, and I hadn't had a chance to really collect myself. And he doesn't know what my traumas and triggers are, but he continues to record, even though I asked him to please just stand outside while I find out what the right path is.
I got a trauma trigger. My trauma trigger is anytime somebody would threaten me with a guy with a gun simply because I'm pointing a camera somewhere, anywhere in a public place. That trips my trauma trigger.
Okay.
That's exactly what happened.
Okay, and he can record here, so.
And he is.
And he can record here, so.
And he is.
Brutal, savage, ranked.
Okay, but here's the
Yeah.
deal. I'm not a public anything, and I don't want to be recorded.
Sometimes you don't get what you
Don't
want in
put that
life.
on there.
Yes, you're down.
Yeah, well, we'll find out about that.
And he can record here, so.
And he is.
And I'm sorry that you're humiliated.
And he can record here, so.
And he is.
He's well within his right to do that, and we can't.
Especially as a journalist, ma'am. I mean, what you just did is incredibly rude. You called people with firearms and other weapons because I'm a journalist working on a story.
I don't know you're a journalist. You didn't identify
I don't need
yourself.
to
in your
identify,
background.
ma'am. You work for the government. I have a Fourth Amendment, especially on this hallowed day of elections. You need to rein it in.
Okay. So
Please do not be rude to me
You don't
like
need
that.
to tell me what I need.
I'm telling you right now as a public servant what's going on. I appreciate your candor and your professionalism. Thank you. I do.
So is there anything, you understand you're here for asking for public record?
well,
information?
close. I'm actually looking to inspect the public records index.
That's your realm, not mine. I don't know anything about public record indexes.
Who is that lady with the glasses, by the way?
She is the administrative assistant to the city manager.
There she is, Sabrina Caustic, because she likes to act.
What's her-
She likes to act caustic.
What's her name?
She's very new, Sabrina Caustic. I don't know if she has a business
She's very
card there
caustic.
or not. She is very, very.
Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, seriously, Chief, right?
Deputy Chief. Close
Deputy
enough.
Chief. Hey,
yeah.
closer. I really appreciate your professionalism. Thank you.
No problem. I'm going to ask if I can have a name. You're probably going to tell me no.
I'd rather not. Yeah.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
I had to ask. Would you like a business card?
I would. That'd be great.
Were you looking to put in a request for the public records input?
Ooh, no, because the records index is something that's supposed to be created and maintained since, well, looks like you guys have been around a long time as a city. So since 1972, when the Public Records Act created 4217-260 subsection 3, which is now 4256-70 subsection 3.
I have a deadline, and I don't feel comfortable working right now.
Sabrina, she's still acting out.
I'm just going to contact Claire and let her know I don't know if I'll have it done.
Poor
Unless you
Sabrina.
gentlemen can go somewhere else and visit.
Well, I'm just waiting for the index.
Do you mind waiting quietly?
Oh, geez. Just talking with the deputy chief. I'm going to be like that.
I want to make sure you get your lunch break.
It's a bit cantankerous, ma'am. Come on.
Thank
Something else that I can do to help get that deadline.
It's a concentration thing, but I think I'm just going to zero in and
All right.
handle it. Thank you.
If not, then you can come in.
Pardon?
Then you can come in and use the middle desk too.
Yeah, how could I do that? Oh, maybe I can. Okay, thank you. I'll do that.
Sure.
Documents.
I do think also, by the way, Sabrina, if you're interested, I think North Korea still has applications open for becoming a citizen. Good place to live. Not a lot of cameras.
And Sabrina
Have a better day, Sabrina.
Storms out. This is another interaction with Inland Auditing Media.
See if I can get a public records request, please.
Sorry, could you repeat that one more time? Sorry.
Yeah, looking to get a public records request form.
Public records request? Sure. Let me
Thanks.
go ahead and grab.
Sure.
Oh, sorry, I'm not set up on the computer.
Sign in on our lobby guard.
Yeah, sure. Can you sign in?
So he gets a name tag, and then he encounters one of the city attorneys.
District General Counsel. This is not a building that's open to the public, and you don't have permission to record me. Please turn your camera off.
That's not happening.
Okay, then you need to leave.
I'm here doing business.
Whom are you doing business with?
The district.
No, you need to leave. Who do you have an appointment with?
Hold on a minute. You're counsel and you're an attorney?
I'm the general counsel of the district.
How is it that Shannon is a constitutional law professor at the University of Washington's law school? How on earth is this even possible when she is saying things like, you don't have permission to record me in a public location?
This is not a building that's open to the public unless you have a scheduled appointment with somebody.
No. First of all, I came in, I got a badge.
Please stop recording because this is not
And I'm
a
doing a
facility.
public records request. So let me be clear.
The public records officer isn't here today, but
Doesn't
you can
matter.
go ahead and make your request, but you don't have the
I
right
can
to
submit
have
it.
it on
You need to
camera.
reread 4256. Okay? Subsection 40.
You can
is
go
really
ahead
clear.
and submit your public
Really
records
clear.
and hand it in, but you
Any
do not have
office,
permission.
department, division, bureau, commission, any of those.
You can go
through.
ahead and make your Public Records Act request, but you do not
I'll go
have
to.
permission to videotape.
Absolutely, I do.
No, you don't.
I
You
do.
don't. This is not a public building that is open
Look,
to the public generally, so you can.
I guess
either-
maybe you went to Seattle U or something. You were the C-minus student.
No.
You need to
You can
probably
go ahead
back.
and be as provocative as you'd like, but if you don't turn off the
I'm
camera,
not turning it off.
Okay.
And no, you.
These people right here, these public servants, seem to be incapable of understanding, of grasping the basics of what American law and American jurisprudence is all about. They seem to be incapable of bringing themselves to a place of knowledge where, or humility, where they can acknowledge a piece of knowledge or information and then don the mantle of humility and say, hey, you know what? I was wrong. This is a public place. I'm going to go ahead and stop lying to you. This is a public place and you can publicly record whether you have people's permission or not because it is a limited public forum.
Universe is that gonna happen?
Gail, can you please contact Doug and alert him that we need to have law enforcement remove
Right.
somebody from the premises?
Yeah, now that that's happening, I'm definitely not going to leave because.
Oh, law enforcement. She's going to call men with guns again because there's a man who's not threatening anybody, not harming anybody, pointing a camera in a public place.
I don't want to make it seem like I'm running.
Okay,
That'd be
that's
bad.
absolutely fine. But you don't have permission to videotape within this building. It's not a facility that's open to the public.
Are you familiar with forum analysis? Did you skip that
Yes,
class?
and this is a closed forum.
It's not a closed forum.
We don't hold meetings here that are open to the public.
Doors are open to the public. I can come in.
You can do business at the
It's
front
time, place,
desk,
manner
but you do
restrictions.
not have the ability to record in here. We don't allow
Absolutely, I
for recording
do.
within this building.
Absolutely, I can.
No, you can't.
Look, the Ninth Circuit's been really clear on this. The implications of Fordyce versus the city of Seattle, among many others. And
Why don't you sit down and write out your Public Records Act request,
how
and I'll
about
take
you
it
mind
upstairs.
your own business?
No, it
Okay?
is my business.
It's not your business.
If you're making a Public Records Act request, you can sit down and write
I'll
out
do
your
it.
Public Records
I'm
Act
not going to
request.
sit down like I'm your dog. You understand?
Well, what do you plan to do?
I'm going to fill it out
Great.
however I choose to do so.
Great.
Okay?
And if you're not going to do that
You really
in the building
need
in
to
a
rein it
non-disruptive
Your
way,
attitude is terrible. You're unprofessional. You're rude. You're provocative, and you're escalating. You need to
actually,
stop.
you're the person who's been
Okay.
provocative and escalating and making personal attacks on me. I'm just making it clear to you that you don't have the right to videotape within this building. Gandalf the White. Lovely choice for yourself.
Thanks.
If you want to make a Public Records Act request, you can absolutely feel free to do so.
And I
but
can
that
record
doesn't.
my process doing it.
You can absolutely record yourself writing it, but not this building. So please go ahead and do that.
No. I'm going to do it on my own term.
Great, then you can feel free to just, I'll stand here with you.
Great. I'll wait here. And
Who are you
we
waiting
definitely wait for law enforcement.
No, I asked for the head of security to come. I didn't ask for law enforcement. Can you please contact Doug and alert him that we need to have law enforcement remove somebody from the premises?
She can't even be honest with what she herself said. What came out of her mouth, she can't be honest with that. She can't be honest about the rights that can be exercised in a public place. She can't be honest about the fact that this is a public place, and she can't control her own immature emotions.
called for law enforcement, man.
No,
I just recorded it. I just listened
I asked
to it.
that we might need.
Okay, well, let's call him because
No,
I think
you
you
can
need to
go
have
ahead.
an education.
We're happy to wait for you to write out your Public Records Act request.
I'm going to wait for law enforcement. I don't want them to
They're not
think.
going, so you can just.
Well,
If all you're going
what's-
to do is fill out your Public Records Act request, let's go ahead and do that.
and I can also gather video
No.
and audio content to this building. Here I am doing it.
Well, you're doing so illegally in violation of the law, but
Gosh,
you can do
I
whatever
guess you better
want.
get people over here with magic handcuffs then.
No, you can go ahead and fill out your Public Records Act request, or you can sit here and wait and not videotape anybody without their permission.
Ma'am.
Because this is not an open. It is not a forum that's open to the public, and right
It's
now
a limited
you're
public
recording
forum.
a private
It's a limited
conversation
public
without my-
forum.
you're
It's a
recording- no,
limited
it's
public
not.
forum. It's not a non-public forum.
It is not a. It is not a forum that we open for any purpose other than doing business with the district, and doing so does not require.
And you
us to
must
allow
have
for
a
recording.
really high sense of self-confidence, though in error, to believe that you get to dictate how the First Amendment works. It's my building. I own it.
It is not your building.
It is.
It is not your building.
It's my building. It's your building. It's everyone else's building. We all pay for it. Okay.
You do not have a right to come into the building and be disruptive. As
I'm
you've
not
been
being
doing.
disruptive.
You are right now, but
You can't turn a liberty into a disruption, ma'am.
you can't claim to have a First Amendment right that you don't have. Also,
I'm not here to be a provocateur. I'm here to fill this out. But let me be clear. I am not going to heed your becks and your calls and your orders, okay?
So you're here to fill out a public records request, but you're not going to
In
actually
my
do that.
own time, at my own speed,
You don't need to do that in our building. Okay.
in your building.
The Bellevue School District's building.
Yeah, who owns this, or who owns the lease to this building?
The Bellevue School District.
And who owns the Bellevue School District?
The Bellevue School District is a quasi-municipal entity.
You're
and a first-class
right.
school district under the laws
And
of the
when
state
it
of
was
Washington.
brought into law,
Sir, are you going to
that's
fill out your
because
Public
the
Records Act
people pay
request
the
or not?
taxes for it. You, ma'am.
Are you going to fill out your Public
Look,
Records
I
Act
am,
request or
but I'm not going to do it at your pace.
Okay, then you can feel free to leave.
No.
Okay, well, you have a choice. You can fill out your Public Records
I will.
Act request, or you
I
can
will.
leave.
I'm not going to leave though.
Okay.
I will leave when I'm done filling it out.
Great.
I'm not going to sit down and do it at your orders or your becks and calls, okay? So if you want to just sit here and be obstinate and rude and unprofessional
no, I'm
all
just gonna sit here
day.
and wait so that I can take it upstairs to the Public Records office because the Public Records officer is out, but I can drop it off at her office.
Great. Well, I guess we can sit here and have a chat for the rest of the day,
No.
and at some point I'll fill it out, and that'll be that. You're climbing the wrong mountain, man. You're climbing the wrong mountain. The view is not what you think it's going to be. You need to get in line, okay? You need to stop this. This kind of obstinate, rude, you're in charge behavior is unbelievable. It's incredulous that you would think the things that you think. Unbelievable. It's shocking. Why are you behaving like this?
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
waiting for you to fill out your Public Records Act request, otherwise I'm just going to sit here.
All right. Guess we'll just sit here and have an OK Corral stare off or something. I'll fill it out at my leisure.
Okay.
And there's something big going on here. First of all, we have a public servant who is clearly a control freak, and there's no reason for her to want to be controlling Inland Audit Media because all he's doing is asking for a public records request and recording his day while he's at it. Number two, when you're standing up for your rights as Inland Audit Media is doing, he's standing up for the rights of every single person that this woman would want to trample. Now, there are a lot of people who are good-natured. There are a lot of people who are kind of pushovers. There are a lot of people who would just, just to be nice, go along to get along, and would comply with what this lady's saying right here. And now she has encountered somebody she didn't expect to encounter. You can tell she lives her life expecting people to follow her rules. And if those rules aren't followed, which I doubt she's encountered many of those, she is willing to call men with badges and uniforms and guns to remove somebody from a public place who has a perfect right to be there and do what they're doing. But there's this broader issue that goes on when you see people like Inland Audit Media exposing these public servants, and that broader issue is that we do have rights and nobody's got the right to trample your rights. So check out Inland Auditing Media. I will leave the link to his channel in the description below. If you visit him, let him know Here's the Deal sent you. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to my brand new political channel where we expose the left versus right paradigm lie. It's called The Disturbing Illusion. I appreciate you guys joining. Don't forget, freedom is dangerous. It's scary. It's unpredictable. But what's more dangerous, scary, and unpredictable is not having freedom. I will see you in the next video.